Today's another WRAL weather alert day. We have a heat advisory and another risk for severe storms. I'll walk you through what to expect.
Teen takeover. Raleigh police say thousands of teens gathered to cause chaos over the weekend. The extended timeline of fights and shootings across the city. Back in action. Team USA takes on Belgium tonight with a spot in the World Cup quarterfinals on the line. How one of their biggest stars is making an unexpected return. Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30 and we are back in action after the holiday weekend. Hope you had a wonderful 4th of July. I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us this early in the morning on a Monday. Elizabeth Gardner is also back in action with us on this WRAL weather alert day. Not as hot as before, but still going to feel plenty hot.
Yeah, more of the same. We have a heat advisory, of course, in the Triangle area southward, and then the entire viewing area under a level 1 risk. It was nice to see some rain yesterday, but we did have a few places where we had a few trees down, a little bit of wind damage. We can see a repeat of that again today. Not likely to be widespread, but we did have at least some fairly widespread rain yesterday, which was great. Same sort of timeline. The chances pick up as we get closer to the evening commute. 40% chance at 4 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, it's a 50% chance. So it's another situation where everybody won't end up seeing it, but some folks will, and we certainly still need it. It is warm and sticky, full on July out there as you head out the door. 75, and the dew point's way up there at 72. Hour by hour, temperatures are in the 70s, so we hit 80s by 8 a.m., and then we'll be in the upper 90s with that heat index feeling well above 100, around 105 to around 108. And we'll talk more about that. A little bit more rain in our forecast as well for today, and then we're back to just a few isolated storms. So today's going to be the best chance that we see, again, with that threat, though, of severe storms as well. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. Crews worked early this morning to clear fallen trees from a road in Garner. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker on Benson Road near Foxbury Drive. Garner police had the road shut down while crews worked to remove the tree. Raleigh police say 9 people were shot after 2 massive teen takeovers in 2 parts of the city over the weekend. Officers estimate several thousand teens and young adults showed up, some with weapons. WRAL's Elizabeth Holmes is in downtown Raleigh this morning. And Elizabeth, we know dozens of arrests were made during all this chaos.
Renee, that's right. Court documents suggest that at least 27 people alone were arrested here in connection to the incident that happened here on Glenwood South in downtown Raleigh. And police are still looking for the shooters in each of these incidents. We want to give you a timeline of what we know happened over the holiday weekend.
Let's start first at Briar Creek. Police say around 10:27 Saturday night, police got a report of a fight happening near the movie theater. They said this was part of a teen takeover. Nearly 3,000 teens were said to be there. After the fight, there was another large fight and shots were fired. Police say 2 innocent adults were injured. Police did detain someone under the age of 18 for having a handgun, but they don't believe that person fired the shots. Then let's go to Glenwood South. Around 1:30 Sunday morning, officers responded to multiple shootings around Glenwood South's entertainment district. There were about 5,000 people involved in that teen takeover. They were on multiple neighboring streets. 6 people were injured. All of those injuries appear to be non-life-threatening. Police called it a massive situation. Then, 3 hours later and less than a mile away, a fight happened at a gas station off Capitol Boulevard near Peace Street. That fight led to a shooting and 2 people were shot. We talked to people outside Briar Creek right after that first shooting.
This was a community get-together. Why are we stop the violence? I mean, I came out here to enjoy my time and see some fireworks, and next thing I know, I'm seeing a shooting and people getting shot at.
Now, this morning, Raleigh police are still investigating. We'll be sure to share updates as we get them. Elizabeth Holmes, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And we've heard from Raleigh Police Chief Rico Boyce last night about the violence. He issued this statement. It says, in part, what happened across our city on the 4th of July is both heartbreaking and unacceptable. Our thoughts are with every victim, every family, and everyone whose lives were impacted by these senseless acts of violence. We remain committed to identifying those responsible, holding them accountable, and working alongside our community to prevent this from happening again. We spoke to businesses in the area who said they had to end the night early for the safety of their staff and customers. Many of those businesses tell WRAL they are calling on elected officials for change. Some even threw out the idea of a curfew. We've reached out to Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell. So far, we have not gotten a response. We will follow the latest on these teen takeovers throughout the day. You can follow on the WRAL app and in our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m. People from local community organizations plan to speak against the proposed WakeMed Atrium merger at today's Wake County Commission meeting. The proposal has raised concerns about the future of healthcare costs. Some people say they are worried because they don't feel like they were well informed about the merger before it began.
A lot of things and a lot of things that are being done with this merger was kind of done secretively before it really came to the knowledge of the public. And so that was a concern for us as well. So now that we're knowledgeable of it, we are at least expressing our opinions and voicing our concerns with what's going to happen.
Commissioners have delayed voting on the deal until at least next month. Today's meeting will be at the Wake County Justice Center at 2 p.m. Tonight, Team USA will be back on the pitch for the FIFA World Cup's round of 16. They'll be playing Belgium, and one of their top players, Flo Balogun, will be in action. Balogun is eligible to play tonight after FIFA lifted his one-game red card suspension. He was originally suspended for tonight's game after he was given a red card for this play in the win over Bosnia and Herzegovina in the round of 32 last week. A White House official says President Trump called FIFA's president asking for the suspension to be reviewed. And the president thanked FIFA in a social media post for reversing a great injustice. Tonight's match starts at 8 o'clock. The Deep app will host a watch party for tonight's match. Gates open at 6:30, and there will be watch parties at Moore Square in downtown Raleigh and at Nomeco Park in Zebulon. WRAL will have a crew at the watch party at Sport and Social at Fenton and Cary. You can also watch tonight's match from your own home on Fox 50. Before that, we will have the Portugal-Spain game at 3. This morning, we're working to identify the missing teenage swimmer that officials found at Jordan Lake. The 16-year-old boy was with his family at the lake on the 4th of July when he got into trouble in the water, and that was around 6:30 Saturday night. Several agencies helped with the two-day search. Officials say around 10:30 last night, they found the missing teen's body. His name has not been released. The Person County Board of Commissioners is holding a hearing to get feedback about a proposed $107 million school bond. That bond would fund major school construction projects for the school system. Tonight's meeting is at the county office building in Roxborough. That starts at 6 p.m. AAA says the busiest travel days around the holiday are behind us. AAA estimates more than 72 million will have driven or flown this year. That surpasses last year's record. TSA prepared to screen 130,000 people over the holiday weekend at RDU. AAA had checkpoints fully staffed and RDU had checkpoints fully staffed and prepared to handle the large passenger volume. We spoke with people as they returned home yesterday. One woman says her experience at San Francisco for her trip on Thursday was not as smooth.
It took me longer to get through security than it has in a very long time. We left 2 hours early to get here from Fort Bragg, just expecting there to be traffic, and we didn't run into any. So now we're here early, but that's totally okay.
It's recommended to arrive early and check your flight status with your airline before your trip. AAA also suggests to avoid the post-holiday congestion on the roads to head back home today or even tomorrow. It is 4:39, hard landing. A small plane comes down in New York's East River. What witnesses say they saw right before the splashdown. And making predictions. Markets like Kalshi and Poly Market may get formal recognition in North Carolina. What's behind the decision that would be the first of its kind in the U.S.?
And certainly not the first day that we've had issues with heat. A heat advisory goes into effect at noon today. We'll talk about how hot it will be and when we may see temperatures backing off just a bit. 442. It is a WRAL weather alert day. We have a severe threat for it today. It's a level 1 risk, but we did have a few isolated storms yesterday produce some wind damage. We could see that again today. Also, heat will be an issue too. Today will feel a whole lot like yesterday. We see that chance of showers and thunderstorms developing mid to late afternoon. It'll last into the evening, and then we'll see those cells dying down. Nice to have another chance of rain. Coming up, we'll talk about how much rain we saw and who saw it yesterday coming up. Look at downtown Raleigh right now, and we're looking at temperatures really warm. It's really sticky out there. 72 in Fayetteville, 75 in Raleigh and Wilson, 75 in Rocky Mount, and 73 in Goldsboro. It's a warm and muggy start. It's the kind of day that, honestly, if you can't get exercise in before 8 o'clock outside, you may just need to take it inside today. We climb into the upper 90s, but the heat index will put us at 105 or hotter. I'll show you how it will feel where you are coming up.
Elizabeth, thank you. Breaking news. Raleigh police are investigating an overnight break-in at a vape shop. Ali Calabar is there now on Capitol Boulevard at the scene. Ali, we understand the owner says tens of thousands of dollars of product were stolen.
Yeah, the owner tells me $30,000 worth of product was stolen from this vape store right here behind me. He says that it happened around 2 this morning. Now they are trying to pick up some of that glass that was destroyed and damaged. But we want to take you to the video. The owner shared this security surveillance video with me of a man using a hammer to break the door or the glass to get inside of the this vape store, and it's called Mini City Tobacco and Vape. And you can see he attempts to break the glass multiple times before he then jumps up and then crawls into the store. And then after that, the owner says he takes $30,000 worth of product. There's more video that we are going to share with you guys in the next 30 minutes of this man appearing to take a trash can full of product out of the store. We are working to get more information from Raleigh police, but we of course are staying on top of this, keeping you updated. The suspect has not been identified or is not in custody. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Hope they can catch that person. Ali, thank you. The State Bureau of Investigation is trying to figure out why an inmate at the Moore County Detention Center turned up dead. 60-year-old Judith Gossett was found unresponsive in her cell yesterday morning. She was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Neither the SBI nor the Sheriff's Office has said how Gossett died. 8 people had to be rescued after a small seaplane crashed into the East River in New York City. Witnesses say the plane appeared to come in close contact with an NYPD helicopter before the crash. This happened yesterday afternoon. The situation is being described as a hard landing. 2 people have minor injuries, but they refuse medical treatment. Not clear, though, where the plane started its flight before ending up in the river. State officials in Tennessee are investigating after 2 National Guardsmen shot and killed a man in Memphis. Investigators say police responded to a shots fired call early yesterday morning in the downtown area. They found several people leaving the area. One of them had a handgun. Officers and National Guard soldiers chased after him, and officials say the man turned the gun on the troops. The Guard members then shot and killed him. Happening today, President Trump is expected to head to Turkey for this week's NATO summit. Leaders are expected to discuss the war in Ukraine and security in the Middle East and the Strait of Hormuz. They are also expected to talk about the future of the alliance as relations between the U.S. and some NATO members remain strained. After the summit, Trump is expected to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This week, Palm Beach Airport in Florida is becoming the Donald J. Trump International Airport. That change will happen Thursday. Signs along I-95 in Florida have already been changed to reflect the new name. And the 3-letter airport designation will also switch from PBI to DJT. That will not happen until next month. Prediction market betting companies such as Kalshi and Polymarket could soon win formal recognition in North Carolina. We'd be the only state in the country to do so. it's raising concerns from some Republicans and Democrats. Giving these companies recognition will allow North Carolina to tax them, and that gives the state a new revenue stream worth potentially millions a year. Critics, though, say it will undercut sports betting in the state. They argue this would also harm the college athletic departments that depend on sports betting revenue for competing in the new NIL era. The proposal was added to the proposed state budget with little public debate before it passed last week. Read more on the story in the NC Capital section of WRAL.com. Today marks 1 year since the remnants of Tropical Storm Chantal devastated parts of Durham and Orange counties and killed at least 6 people. Flooding forced dozens of homeowners and business owners off of their property. Today on WRAL News, later at 5 and 6 tonight, WRAL investigates the lessons learned from Chantal. We will show you the changes local emergency departments have made to help prepare for the next storm. Many of us remember that day as well. 4:48 now, and we could see some severe storms today. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracks our risk for that, as well as the heat advisory that's in effect. Elizabeth.
Very similar to yesterday, that heat advisory, and we have a level 1 risk for severe storms. So it will get very, very hot, and then by the time we get to late afternoon and evening, we'll have some storms pop up. And if you didn't see a storm yesterday, maybe you'll see one today. Again, thunderstorms pop up, and they're not widespread across our area. So just be careful. Heat-related injury or illness is cumulative. So the more days in a row you spend outside in the heat, the more likely you are to have a heat exhaustion or a heat stroke. So I know that really applies to people who have to work outside. As we see more and more of these hot days, you just need to be especially careful. Here's what's happening. We have a flow coming out of the south, so very tropical air mass in place. It's very hot, very humid. This pattern is going to stay fairly stagnant over our area. We have slightly cooler temperatures the next couple of days. It may bring us down just enough that keeps us out of a heat advisory, but it's still going to be very, very hot, very humid with a chance of afternoon storms. Level 1 risk for us today, and we take a look at the timeline for that. We'll just start right here at lunchtime because it'll be pretty quiet for us this morning. Mix of sun and clouds. Mid to late afternoon, we begin to see the cells pop up. And notice here at 5 o'clock, and there's not a ton of coverage across our area, but we do see potentially more of it during the evening. But it will be one of those days that not everybody sees those thunderstorms, which is, kind of a double-edged sword. We need the rain, but you don't want the wind damage. This is a live look at Pittsburgh this morning. We're at 75 degrees with the dew point way over there at 72. So it's a very muggy start. Not a great day to spend any time outside, as we'll climb back into the upper 90s for this afternoon. And then we have, of course, starting at noon, lasting until 8 o'clock, most of the viewing area in that heat advisory. Heat index, so right around 105 in Raleigh, but as high as 109 in Fayetteville, closer to 102 or 103 up near the Virginia line. Heat risk drops slightly for tomorrow, but it's still major Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it may keep us out of an advisory. Still, it's just not going to be a great time to spend outside. Our normal high is 91. We're above that. As a matter of fact, that 99 on Friday would tie the previous record. We do have a small chance for showers and thunderstorms in the forecast every day. The best chance will be today, and then after that, the next best chance potentially over the weekend. Renee?
Thanks, Elizabeth. Lighting up the sky. Fireworks put on dazzling displays across the Triangle. A look back at some of the biggest celebrations. Additives in foods coming up at 5:30. 5 on your side takes a closer look at what's inside your favorite snacks. It is 4:55 as we give you a live look at Fenton and Cary. It is sticky, muggy, very warm outside, feeling very tropical. Summertime in North Carolina. It's going to be another hot one today. The America 250 celebrations in the Triangle did not disappoint. Thousands braved the heat to celebrate and catch the fireworks over at Dix Park on Saturday. The celebrations also carried over into Sunday, and the town of Holly Springs kicked off its year-long 150th anniversary celebration yesterday. People came together to celebrate both 250 years of the United States and 150 years of Holly Springs. And now let's get you caught up on what's happening in Hollywood.
they're stuck in this terrible situation, and that has such a strong bond to it.
You meet till the end, right? Hey.
To the end, sweetheart.
Meet Joseph Zada, who plays Woody Harrelson's character Hamish Abernathy as a young man in the new featurette for The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. The prequel, set in the second quarter quell, 24 years before the original film, opens in theaters November 20th.
I love you so much. A love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
Audiences love Obsession. The supernatural horror film, made for just $750,000, has topped the $400 million mark in global box office, passing Sinners as the 15th highest grossing horror movie of all time. And it's still going. Obsession has remained in the domestic weekend top 10 ever since it debuted in theaters back in mid-May. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
4:56 now, teen takeover. Police say thousands of teens caused chaos across Raleigh over the weekend. The timeline for the fights and shootings that stretched across the city. And fireworks fire. Improperly discarded fireworks lead to a home burning near Lake Gaston. The damage left behind after the July 4th mishap. And bold break-in. A person uses a hammer to burglarize a Raleigh business overnight. What the shop owner says the thief was targeting.